It's only the second round of the playoffs and I'm already running out of words to describe what we've been able to accomplish so far. And when I say we, I pretty much just mean Shaedon Sharpe. He has ascended to heights that nobody thought was even possible. I'm not even sure Michael Jordan has put together a scoring stretch like this in the playoffs. He definitely never scored 72 points in a playoff game, which Sharpe was able to do in Game 4. Somehow, we still managed to blow that game, and it's the only game we've lost in the postseason. However, what did Sharpe do after his teammates let him down that day? Goes back, drops to like 45 points in the closeout Game 5. And that would be enough to get us to the second round, past the 76ers. And now we will face the defending champion Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have built a very impressive roster, one that resulted in a ring last year, albeit with the help of a timely injury to Victor Wembanyama. But a ring is a ring, and they're not looking to stop at just one ring. They want multiple. This year, they finished as the 4th seed in the East, but don't let that fool you. They won 55 games. The East was just that stacked this year. They were tested in a 7-game series with Liz McDonald's Charlotte Hornets. But in Game 7, they were ready for the moment, beating them by 25. Winning a second championship in a row will be no easy task, as they have some key injuries. Bam Adebayo, the player they acquired to get over the hump last season, is done for this season. They also have AJ Griffin and Terry Rozier out. However, they have 3 guys that can replace those 3 pretty well. Onyeka Okongwu replaces Adebayo. Kwame Evans and Sadiq Bey can fill in for the injured AJ Griffin, and they have a young flamethrower point guard in Dash Bilal who can fill in for Terry Rozier. But of course, this team runs through its superstar, the 2027 MVP, the 2026 Finals MVP, Trae Young. And if Shaedon Sharpe is the hottest scorer in the postseason, Trae Young is a very close second. He comes off one of his signature performances, a 51-point double-double in Game 7 of the first round. Here are the starters for Game 1, and we are sticking with what's worked for us so far. Shaedon and Ausar in the backcourt, Jet Howard and Aaron Gordon the forwards, and of course the center, Donovan Clingan. Our bench now has some reinforcements now since the beginning of the first round. Luis Kuzma back and healthy, Mace Gadzarich right around the corner of returning. Brandon Ingram, though, still a ways away. But so far, we haven't needed him. And we begin the second round with the basketball, wearing those black Jordan uniforms that have worked for us so well. Shaedon Sharpe fittingly gets the scoring started. How long can he keep up this historic run? He's going to have a tough matchup in DeJounte Murray, who scores on the other end. One of the better defensive guards in the league. Clingan aggressive early and scores over Okongwu. One-legged fall-away three-pointer, Kwame Evans, the former Oregon Duck. And Ausar Thompson blows by him for the layup. 6-2. Trae Young off a screen, mid-range pull-up goes. 27 points per game in the regular season. That was second in the NBA to only Tyrese Maxey. And we handled Maxey pretty easily. Sharpe inside to Jet Howard, fouled at the rim by Harrison Barnes, who gets the start today over Sadiq Bey. Chicago up 10-4 after the free throws. Trae Young trying his patent lob to the center, but Okongwu couldn't jump for it. And you wouldn't believe me if I didn't show you this graphic, but Aaron Gordon still leads the playoffs in three-point percentage, albeit on very low volume as Trae Young hits the floater. Maybe we should look at getting Gordon some open looks outside. Jet Howard, open corner three, no good. Trae Young hauls in the board. This is a very heliocentric offense. The ball is always in Trae's hands. He passes it off to Okongwu, who's swatted by Howard. Jet Howard has improved vastly on the defensive end as of late. And Shaedon Sharpe scores on the other end. 12-6, here's Trae. Double-sided screen action. He goes right, then left, then steps back for a three. Always ready to get his shot off. Aaron Gordon already thinking about pulling a three, but he drives inside. No good. Tipped back in by Thompson. Thompson with 6 points early. And Klingon blocks Thompson. It goes to Okongwu, and Okongwu scores. Gotta limit those second chance opportunities. Gordon tries a three and hits it. I've been very hard on Aaron Gordon so far this season, but he just might be finding his groove at the right time. Klingon with a face-up drive, fakes, and drops it in. Here's Harrison Barnes, patiently making his way to the basket for the and one dunk. Dash Bilal now in the game at point guard, and he gets an assist to Sadiq Bey. Dash Bilal, one of the more polarizing prospects in last year's draft. Luis Kuzma, also a member of that draft, and he makes his presence felt early off the bench with the dunk. Now running the pick and roll with Lorbeck, and he drops it off to Kuzma. What a creative pocket pass from Lorbeck. Kuzma now hitting the Euro step. You can just see how talented of a finisher he is. And there's Dash Bilal with the three. The first player to come out of the country of India in a very long time was written off by many scouts as a one-dimensional player with bad basketball IQ, bad shot selection, but he's proven a lot of people wrong this season. Sharp scores and Trae Young answers. We are tight, 2-point game. Under 2 to go in the quarter. Lorbeck with some razzle-dazzle. First points of the night. And he's going to take advantage of the much smaller Trae Young and just take him inside easily. Trae Young now steps back for a mid-range pull-up. He's equally difficult to guard as it is for him to guard other people. Offensive rebound. Trae, second chance, hits a three. Both teams over 30 in the first quarter. Shaedon Sharpe misses, and Hawks will have the last shot. Sadiq Bey, good! From the logo! And the Hawks take the lead at the end of one. Maybe that's karma for that crazy Dalen Terry shot from Game 4. As Okongwu rim runs for 2 points. Now he gets the deflection steal. Kwame Evans the other way. Driving on Klingon. Drop off to Okongwu. Hawks up by 5. Here's Sharpe off the Iverson cut. Hits a three. 9 points for Sharpe. He's not slowing down. Even after scoring 117 points in his last 2 games. Tied at 37 now. Okongwu finishes through contact. Here's Lorbeck trying the lob to Howard. It was a risk that did not pay off. Here's Young stepping back, elbow jumper. Nothing but net. Donovan Klingon sending a cutter to the rim. Lorbeck finishes off the play. Dalen Terry now getting some action. And a tough shot at the free throw line is good. Contorted his body to get around the defender. Evans with the offensive board here. And finds Sadiq Bey wide open on the baseline. Lorbeck now guarded by Kobe Buffkin. And he bullies his way to the rim. 1 point game. Bey blocked. The long arms of Dalen Terry. Now a chance to take the lead. Klingon is rejected. Alexandros Samotarov nearly sent that all the way to the other side of the court. We save it. And trying to get a shot off. Gordon can't finish. Great defensive possession for the Hawks. Now pick and pop. Evans sticks it. Hawks lead by 4. We call time. And here are the postseason scoring leaders. Shaedon Sharpe in a league of his own. And Trae Young not too bad himself. Sharpe with more points. He's got 11. Thompson in the corner. Gets Bilal off his feet. Can't hit the pull-up. 49-45. Evans. Quick trigger. Hits a high arcing three. Evans has been a killer so far. Samotorav to the rim off the assist from Dash Balar. Sharp picks and pops with Gordon. He passes up the shot. Now Kuzma with a hard drive. And Samotorav is called for a flagrant. Is it the right call? I'm not sure. I do think that was a basketball play, but it was a heck of a collision. We get a free throw and possession, and Sharp nearly made it a 4-point possession. Young sidesteps into a triple. You can't lose track of him for a split second. He's going to make you pay. Sharp steps back. No good. Howard punches it. Jet Howard made that look effortless. The one-hand catch and finishes with authority. Young can't hit. Sharp down the floor. Crosses over. A three. Buries it. That was quite a move from Shaden. First half winding down. Young no good. Howard, not this time, as we head to the locker rooms down by 5. We're no stranger to the halftime deficit, and this is still anyone's ball game. Trae Young has been, as advertised, 20 points in 17 minutes. And if we want to win this game, we're going to have to find a way to slow him down. No one really playing terribly. Shaden leads the offense. Kuzma has provided a spark off the bench, 3 of 3. Lorbeck with 8 points and 4 assists. But ultimately, things really cooled down for us in the second quarter, as we shot 32% from the field, 2 of 11 from 3. Hawks not that much better, but it was enough to extend their lead. We do already have some final scores in the second round. Here are some games that took place prior to ours. The Grizzlies get the Game 1 victory over Portland, and they did so by getting 7 players in double figures. Orlando defeats Miami in their Game 1 thanks to an unlikely hero. Lamont Appling goes for 22 points, 3 steals. And the Spurs continue to not be the juggernaut that everyone thought they were going to be. They lose Game 1 in a close game, as Houston gets it done with defense and team basketball. And this was an issue for the Spurs back in round 1. Of course, Kyrie Irving hit that game winner to send the Spurs to the second round, but outside of that, he has been very inconsistent. Only 9 points in this loss. Anthony Edwards not much better. He had 12. Okay, back to Game 1 in the A. Can we jump on the higher seed and steal one early like we did in the last round? Okongwu gets the and one to start off the half. Kuzma, aggressive drive, finishes over 2 Hawks. That 3-point shot not exactly in his arsenal yet, but I guess it doesn't matter when you can finish like that. Trae Young with a 3, and now he has a straight line drive, unabated to the rim for 2. 9-point lead for Atlanta. Sharp scores inside. Trae Young continuing to just be guns blazing out here, hitting the 3 and dusting off his shoulder. 8 points in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Clingan offensive rebound. Howard corner 3, got it. Getting it back down to 7. Evans spinning to the rim, and he's blocked by Clingan. Jet Howard isolated on the right side. Fade away. No good. Trae Young. Heavy defense from Clingan, and he forces the miss. Thompson. Howard. Wing 3-pointer is good. Down to 4. Trae Young inside to Onyeka. Out to DeJounte Murray. We haven't talked about him that much so far, but he is a huge part of this offense and defense. Shaden elbow J is good over the contest. One of the best mid-range shooters in the game. And coupled with his finishing ability, that makes him a devastating scorer. Jet Howard with the jumper. Now a 3-point game. Lorbeck to the rim. Can't finish, but he's fouled. And he hits the free throws. Sadiq Bey gets it back up to 4 for the Hawks, as Howard steals the pass. Just took it away in the backcourt, but can't finish. Now DeJounte Murray finding Kobe Buffkin up the court, who finds Sadiq Bey wide open under the rim. Samodorav, no good. And Lucas got the rebound but gave it right back. And now the lob from Bilar to Samodorav. And all of a sudden it's back out to 8. Grabbing his own rebound is Icot Lucas for his first points. Gordon's floater too strong, and Howard crashes the boards. Now Kennard step back 3, bottoms. And we continue to go back and forth. It's now a 1-point game again, but can we take the lead? Kennard! Wow, what a finish! He's more than just a shooter. Bulls lead in the third quarter. Sadiq Bey will go to the free throw line, though, and take the lead right back. Sharp knocks it down. He's a sharp shooter. Sadiq Bey, Kwame Evans. 2 open in the corner. Kennard to Lorbeck. He'll take it when he's wide open like that. Back and forth we go. Sharp with the last shot of the quarter. Doesn't get it off in time. And we have the lead going into the final quarter. Hawks have gotten us all the way down to the bottom of the shot clock, and Klingen has to take a 3. Not the best way to start the fourth quarter. And a Kongwu with a dunk. Tie game at 85. Thompson coming off a screen, now attacking the rim and finishing. Plus the foul. Now leading by 3, Klingen has to get a shot off, and again, the Hawks are covering up our first, second, third, fourth options. They've rotated on defense much better than the Sixers did at any point in this series. Sharp has to foul a Kongwu down low. Now a Kuzma cutting to the rim for 2. Drawing the foul on Evans. Bulls lead by 2. Murray to the rim. Sharp with another foul. And we're knotted at 91. Harrison Barnes inside to Murray. Getting double teamed. And a Kongwu with a timely cut to the rim. Kuzma picks up his 4th. Lots of and ones in this game. Kuzma! Almost with a highlight reel finish, but got a little too fancy there. Evans steps out for a 3, no good. A Kongwu with the offensive board and the putback. Hawks lead by 5. Kuzma spins and can't finish. He can get a little bit out of control at the rim at times, and the Bulls are in a major drought. Nearly 4 minutes without points, and the slump continues. Under 5 minutes to go. Here's Murray at the rim with the floater off the window. Sharp in the corner. They left him 2 open, and the drought's over. 98-94. Young driving on Sharp, and he stops on a dime with that mini jumper. He's got such a deep bag. Sharp trying to get in his own bag and can't. The lead is still 6. Barnes will slow it down. Now we'll hand off to Trey Young, guarded by Sharp. And Young with the blow-by and the finish. 32 points for Young. 8-point lead for his team. And Lorbeck driving middle, finishing through the contact of a Kongwu. Howard usually hits that shot, but it hasn't gone down today. Down by 6 with nearly 2 to go. And Young extends the lead to 9. Trey Young taking over this fourth quarter. Lorbeck, bothered at the rim, gets his own rebound. Finds Klingen, who charges at the rim and earns himself some free throws. Time is ticking for us to come back. 8-point game. And a Kongwu makes it double digits. We need some heroics from Shaden. Lorbeck now with the ball, attacking Young and finishing over him. Not over yet. Just needs some missed free throws. Trey Young, though, one of the best free throw shooters in the game. and he calmly knocks down both. We stole Game 1 against Philly. That set the tone for the entire series. And Young with the dagger! It looks like we're not going to be doing that today against the Hawks. Sharp scores one more time, but the Hawks can now dribble it out. And the final score, 112-101. Hawks win. That was by far our worst offensive showing of the postseason, including the play-in and the entire first round. And Atlanta has shown themselves already to be a much better team than Philly. Sometimes the standings do lie, and the Bulls are a perfect example of that, as we are much better than your average 42 and 48 seed. But this is going to be a very tough series for us. Shaedon Sharpe didn't even play terribly, but still not able to put up the historic scoring outburst that we've come to expect from him. But outside of Sharpe, it was a pretty disappointing game for the rest of the starting lineup. Jet Howard scored 14 points. That was third most on the team, but he shot 5 of 17. Asar Thompson was looking like he might have a big game, but after the first quarter, he really didn't do much. Obviously still fighting through that sprained wrist that he sustained in Game 5. We needed more from Donovan Clingan on the offensive end. He scored 4 points in the first half, 3 points in the second. And yes, he did have 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks. That's great. But ultimately, we need him to be a safety blanket for our offense inside, and he wasn't today. We never figured out how to slow down Trey. That's going to be the key for the series. 20 points in the first half, 20 in the second. Just a picture of consistency. And he never let his foot off the gas when it came to chucking up threes. He took 20. And what a game it was from Onyeka Okongwu as well. 22 and 19 with 2 steals and 2 blocks. We took far more three-pointers than we usually do in a game. 38 is a very high number for us. We're usually between 20 and 30. And it didn't pay off for us. We were ice cold from range. And it's not even like the Hawks were hitting them at that high of a rate. They only went 16 for 51. But man, that fourth quarter was even worse for us on offense than the second quarter was. 6 for 25 from the field. We will play Game 2 of the series in this episode. That's coming up. But before that, here's some more scores around the league. Grizzlies go up 2-0 against the Blazers. And they continue to just be the Blazers' kryptonite. They swept Portland in last year's playoffs, and they have a chance to do that again. Miami wins a tight one here to even the series with the Magic. Cody Williams is the star, scoring 27. And the Spurs are able to get it together in Game 2 and win big off 25 and 20 from Victor Wembanyama. Kyrie Irving, though, 12 points. Anthony Edwards, 11 with 5 turnovers. The concerns about that backcourt remain. How about Jaden McDaniels and Killian Hayes, though, the former Bulls, playing significant playoff minutes for the championship favorite? And before we get into Game 2, check this out. Mace Gadzuric is fully healthy after recovering from his spinal injury. Now, I'm not sure how many minutes he's going to get. That's really going to depend on game flow, because we have, of course, been successful without him. But Gadzuric at his best can bring a lot to our bench. He was having a very good year before he got hurt, shooting 43% from deep as a center, and also nearly 5 assists per game. Not a lot of role players can give you that. So we now have the European trifecta back and healthy. Gadzuric, Lorbeck, and Lucas. Of course, there's also Branko Todorovic, but he hasn't been able to crack the playoff rotation, unfortunately, due to his lack of a jump shot. No disrespect to Branko, though. I still love him. He's our secret weapon. Let's just say that. Oh, also, Luis Kuzma will now get his first start of the postseason. He really impressed me in Game 1. I like the energy he brings, and I think he can be a better version of Aaron Gordon for us. So we'll see what Luis Kuzma is able to do in the starting lineup. Now, what to do with Trae Young? Obviously, what we did last game did not work. We're going to put Dalen Terry on in this game. Terry's not getting the start, but whenever he's in the game, he's going to be guarding Trae Young. And we're going to give him the Jordan rules for this game. We're smothering him on the ball, tight coverage off the ball, and then we are pre-rotating the help defenders. Let's see if that makes a difference as Klingon wins the tip. And Kuzma will feed Thompson inside. First play of the game is a successful one. We're back in our red away uniforms today as the Hawks have elected to wear their black alternates. Trae Young picking up where he left off in game 1. Kuzma running the pick and roll with Klingon, trying to get him involved more early in the ball game. And look at that effortless, nasty fake he made on Kwame Evans. He had him turned all the way around. Sadiq Bey gets the start over Harrison Barnes. Both teams making changes to their starting lineups in game 2. And so far, our adjustments against Trae Young aren't making much of a difference. Sharp step back jumper is good. 10-6 Atlanta. Kuzma using his strength to bully Trae Young down low. I was honestly surprised that Aaron Gordon really didn't do that much. I think of him as one of the stronger players in the league, but for some reason, he just hasn't really played that way since I've signed him. And the Hawks pushing it down the floor quick. Evans down low for 2. Young, high ball screen, and an open lane to the rim. DeJounte Murray finding Young inside. And I don't know if this is just a bad game plan or we're just not executing it. But Thompson beats the defense backdoor. We're trading backdoor cuts here in game 2. Gordon driving to the rim, getting Evans to bite on the pump fake. DeJounte has it poked out. Shaedon Sharpe down the lane with no one to stop him. We didn't get a whole lot of transition opportunities in game 1. That's been our bread and butter. But there, Howard scores in the half court. Here is Kobe Buffkin off the bench, weaving through traffic. 18-16, Lorbeck out to Luke Kennard. Foot inside the line, hits the jumper. Trae Young, way too open in the corner. And that was a foregone conclusion. Lorbeck cutting down low and scoring off the assist from Terry. And here's that Terry-Young matchup. We'll see if it makes a difference. Young already breaks his ankles, and we get away. He misses. Lorbeck trying to capitalize, and he does. They continue to have Young guard Lorbeck. You already know how that's going to end. Lorbeck takes Terry all the way to the rim. We have had no answers for him as Kennard gives us the lead with 3 to go in the quarter. Dash Bilal in the game, replacing Young as we can take a breath finally. Okongwu to the rim. Off the feed from Evans. He's shown his passing chops so far in this series. Lorbeck no good from range, but Gordon cleans it up. Transitioning now to a bench roll as Klingon spikes the shot off Bilar's head. No mercy from Kling Kong. And he's going to finish this on the other end. 4 points for Klingon. Another block. And Thompson gets called for the reach. Kobe Buffkin hits the jumper. 29 all. Lorbeck's hesitated on the 3, but Klingon there for the rebound. Bails him out. Kwame Evans continuing to run the pick and roll to success. Okongwu giving us problems on the interior. Lorbeck on Bilar. Bilar had no chance. The two international point guards guarding each other, and Bilar had tunnel vision there. He got blocked by our entire defense. And Lorbeck off to the races. He's fouled by Buffkin. We take a 2-point lead. Good find from Thompson, and Klingon scores. Probably should have been an and one. Murray stops on a dime and hits the floater. We call timeout, and Billy Donovan has decided to give Mace Gadzarich his first playoff minutes, and his first minutes of any kind since December of last year. And he immediately shoots a jumper but can't hit it. Welcome back, Mace Gadzarich. It's been a long road recovering from that gruesome spinal injury, but the former number 13 pick still has some very unique skills. And there's one of them. He fires a pass inside to Andre Lorbeck. He fits into our egalitarian offense so well. You know that Princeton set that I love to run, where the center catches the ball in the high post and then passes to a cutter? That originated from Gadzarich. I originally tried it with him just to maximize his skill set, and it worked to perfection. Maybe we can run a little bit more of that now as Murray hits a shot. 42-41 Bulls. Sharp finds Lorbeck, corner. Euro step, gets Bay out of the way. What a move. Sharp passes out of a shot. That was a risky one. Cross court to Kuzma, inside to Klingon. Bulls building a little lead. 5 points. Kuzma fouled by Samodorov. Murray pump fakes. Finds Young. Corner. Got it. He wasn't even that open. We can't even give him a sliver of space, but now we play up on him, and he drives right past us. And got a wide open look, which he misses. And backdoor cutting is Shaden Sharp. We close out the first half with our signature play. And we lead by 5 in Game 2. And there's Manny Camper on the bench. Hasn't gotten onto the court this series yet. He was the unlikely hero of Game 5. We are very thankful for his services, and if we ever need more shooting, we know who to call. But Andre Lorbeck leads us in scoring at the break. He has been aggressive in this game, and when he's aggressive, that's when he's at his best. Very encouraging to see that from the second-year guard. And we've also got Klingon back on track. He's not being overly unselfish with the basketball like he was last game. No assists, 10 points, perfect from the field, 11 rebounds. Could go for a 20-20 game. And it's so refreshing to see us winning, even though Sharp isn't necessarily having his best game. And we know he can turn it up at any moment. And nothing seems to work against Trae Young, 19 at halftime. He is shooting a little bit less efficiently than he did last game, 7 of 16. That's not even that bad, but the goal is to tire him out by the time the fourth quarter comes around. And time will tell if we've been able to do that. And we have dramatically reduced our three-point rate, only shooting 9 and making 1 of them. But we just gotta steal 1 game to get home court advantage. Can we do it today? Kwame Evans, first shot of the second half is a 3-pointer that rattles in. Cuts our lead to 2. Kuzma handoff to Sharp. At the wing, guarded by Murray. Finds Thompson in the post and turns around and lays it in. Still clutching that wrist. Playing through a lot of pain. What a pass to Sharp! Wow! You wouldn't be able to tell his wrist is sprained from that play. Channeling his inner Andre Lorbeck right there, as we are not able to contain the Evans drive. Sharp to Aaron Gordon, who starts the second half. We go small here with Gordon and Kuzma on the court, and Gordon is playing bigger than he is. Murray straight away 3-pointer. Sharp with some dribble combos, and he's blocked from behind by Okongwu. Gets it back. And 1! How did he get that shot to drop in from that angle? That was sorcery. Howard on the break to Kuzma! Look out below. 9-point lead. Spinning into a 3-pointer is Kwame Evans. Man, he's nice with it. Here is Luis. Drop step on Barnes, and Barnes has to foul, and he can't stop Luis Kuzma. 48 points in the paint for the Bulls. That's how we make our living, and there's 2 more. Asar Thompson attacking Dash Bilar. Kwame Evans to the rack. Both teams pounding the rock inside, but now Sharp steps back into a beautiful fadeaway jumper. I love that little half spin step back move he has. And here's Gadzarich, still searching for his first points back from injury. Pretty intense game to be making your return in, but I think that just speaks to the trust that Billy Donovan has in his sophomore big. Pump fakes, drives to the rim, and blows the finish. We missed you, Mace. That is a classic Mace Gadzarich move, as Bilar fills up the nets from the corner. 6-point lead, pick and pop. Here's Howard, drains it, wide open. Here's Kobe Buffkin, somehow getting past our entire defense. Where was the help at the rim? Another pick and pop, and it works again. Jet Howard, so deadly in that play. Gadzarich pump fakes and lays it in. He's officially back, everybody. Sadiq Bey answers with a 3. The lead stays at 9. Here's Lorbeck, navigating around the ball screen. Pump fakes and creates space for a silky jumper. 80-69. Here's Samotarov. He can pull it from outside. Back down to 8. Lorbeck wants an ISO on Bilar. He knows he can't guard him. Behind the back move and 1. Lorbeck is having a game today. 18 points. Defending Trae Young now. Fires it inside to Samotarov. Approaching the end of the third. And Lorbeck faked out the defense with his eyes, and Klingon was wide open under the rim. Such a gifted playmaker, and Young is a gifted shooter. Gadzarich at the buzzer. Nearly hit it as we head to quarter number 4, up by 8. Here's Gordon, open 3. No. Rebounded by Thompson. And Lorbeck will reset. A lob to Gordon! A long distance phone call right there. That pass floated in the air. 6 assists for baby Luka. DeJounte at the shot clock buzzer. And we're finally starting to get into Trae Young's grill here. He fumbles the ball away, gets it back, and still manages to get 2 points out of it. Okongwu finishes. Lorbeck driving baseline. Oh, what a finish. He's up to 20 points on the reverse lay. Now he collapses the defense. Wide open, Gordon hits. And he continues to play well, despite all the criticism I've given him. Here's Sadiq Bey, stepping back behind the line. 3-ball is good. Closing in on 8 minutes remaining. Lorbeck to the corner. Kuzma, tough finish. And that's why we're so happy to have him back. He hit so many of those tough shots inside. Young a floater. Too easy. 24 points for Trae. 20 for Lorbeck. Behind the back. Inside. Out to Sharp. It's good. Andre Lorbeck adding to the highlight reel. He had the entire defense focused on him, and he made them forget about the NBA's leading playoff scorer. Gordon fadeaway jumper is good. Young a 3. Again. He won't go away. Guarded by Lorbeck. Gets a pass out to Murray. Oh my, that might have topped the pass from Thompson. Are you kidding me with this, Trae Young? How did you get that much power with a mere flick of the wrist? Thankfully, Murray didn't blow the assist. Lorbeck sees a mismatch, and he's fouled by Young. Hawks have made 15 threes and had 16 points in the paint. That is the polar opposite of our shot diet, as Kuzma defends Young at the rim, and he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line. He hits 1 of 2. Young left open behind the line, and we get away with the miss, but we don't get the rebound. Okongwu makes us pay. Gotta box him out. as Sharp runs out of bounds. A well-timed double team from the Hawks made him step on the baseline as Lorbeck misses the jumper. Hawks coming down the other way. They give it to Young. He pulls and hits. 1 point game. And our lead is in danger. Young making moves, now finding Evans in the corner. No good. Under 2 minutes to go. This is headed for a tight finish. Lorbeck, no good. He was wide open. Can Young take advantage? Against Thompson, he drives past him and scores! The Hawks take the lead. Trae Young has 32 points. Still anyone's ball game. Thompson, yes! A much-needed long bomb. Now he guards Young, and he's called for the blocking foul. Got in the way of Young's drive. Physical defense on Young. Out to Bay. 3 is good. Atlanta takes the lead back. Under 1 minute to go. Here's Lorbeck up top. Calls for a screen. Going left. Finding Klingon inside. Pump fakes. And contested, and he misses. Atlanta can extend their lead, and they do. Young to Okongwu. Down by 3. And we're going to go down 2-0 if we don't do something. Here's Lorbeck on Young. Has a mismatch. Inside. He scores off the glass. Still down by 1. 22 to go. Young. Offensive foul. Asar Thompson drew the charge in the backcourt. On the full court press. What a defensive play! Stealing the ball back for the Bulls. Hawks fans are not going to be happy about that call. But the shot clock is now turned off for the Bulls. One last possession. Down by 1. Here's Thompson to the rim. Scores! And he's fouled! Thompson with 2 crucial plays down the stretch. And the Bulls take the lead with a chance to make it 2. What a gutsy finish, taking it into the teeth of the defense. Absorbing the contact from Okongwu. Right after taking the charge. These are championship plays. Sacrificing his body. Making a play for his team. And look at how fired up he is afterwards. This free throw can make it 2. It's good. Hawks call timeout, and we still need one more stop. We're going to put in our best defensive lineup. Dalen Terry will guard Trae Young. He subs in at point guard for Andre Lorbeck. Everybody in the building knows who this ball's going to. Trae Young, game on the line, drives, blocked by Klingon! It goes right to Shaedon Sharp, and he's fouled by Young. Incredible defensive rotation from Donovan Klingon. Guarding 2 guys at once on that play. Peeling off his man Okongwu at the perfect time, giving Young just enough time to think he had a lane to the rim. Think again. Sharp at the line, makes it a 3-point lead. And this free throw can seal the game. He knocks it down. Timeout, Hawks. And Chicago is 3 seconds away from evening the series up at 1 apiece. Young, a 3, no good. Bulls win. What a finish. The Bulls get it done on defense this time. It's been their offense that's made headlines so far, namely the offense of Shaedon Sharp. But it has been a different story so far this series. This team has shown that they can win in a track meet, but also in a defensive slugfest. These first two games have been the latter. And if you thought Game 1 had some growing pains, it looks like this team has gotten over them already. Andre Lorbeck, 24-point double-double to lead his team. But it was Asar Thompson and Donovan Clingan getting it done on the defensive end. We would not have won if not for those two. And again, Sharp doesn't have a bad game. He goes for 21 points, 8 of 21 shooting. He does his job as the leader of our offense. And it's nice to see that we can still win even though he's not putting up 40 points. Shout out to Luis Kuzma as well, who looked very ready for his first playoff start. Aaron Gordon also played well, but so far it looks like Kuzma's best in a starting role, while Gordon's best off the bench. I think it's going to stay that way going forward. And for the most part, I would say our game plan on Trae Young worked. He took 28 shots and has now taken 58 over the first two games, so of course he's going to score points. But we only allowed 13 points from Trae Young in the second half, which is down from his last 3 prior halves of the series. And this honestly wasn't that bad of an offensive game from the Hawks. They had 6 guys in double figures, didn't turn the ball over very much. They had it going from beyond the arc, and they nearly came back after we came into the fourth quarter with a lead. But Game 2 came down to who made plays down the stretch, and we were the ones who made those plays. So mission complete. We have stolen home court advantage yet again. This time we only split the first 2 games of the series, but I cannot complain considering we are the 8th seed. No one expected us to be here, but now the Eastern Conference is wide open with the number 1 seed out of the picture. The number 3 seed also lost in the first round. The number 2 seed also got taken to 7 games and has already lost a game in the second round. They look far from invincible. I truly believe this is anyone's conference right now, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the playoffs play out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that exciting finish at the end of Game 2. I'm really happy with the way I edited this video down and condensed those 2 games into a very digestible video length. Hopefully I can continue to do that for you guys. But that's going to do it for this episode. We'll see Games 3 and 4 of the second round next episode as the action just keeps heating up. Thank you everybody for watching the video. If you like what you see, I would really appreciate if you left a like, left a comment with some feedback, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on to stay updated, and recommended my channel to a friend. But have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back with more Bulls franchise very soon.